Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapchat here. In today's video we're going to take a look at the free fly that's available right now in Star Citizen. Anyway, if you're interested in playing Star Citizen, make sure to use the referral code listed here and also in the description. You'll earn additional credits of in-game money when you do. If you are a subscriber, leave a comment with your referral code. We'll randomly choose someone's referral code and promote it in our next video. Alright, let's get started. Okay, so, yeah, there's free fly going on, which, usually happens every other month or so in Star Citizen. And it's available now until September 7th, which is, I think that's next Thursday. You'll get access to 8 different ships to try out, which is awesome. So, to participate in the free fly, whether you're a new player or an existing, whether you're somebody who's interested in looking at Star Citizen or an existing player, just go to this website, robertspaceindustries.com. I'm going to knock off that free fly there. I'm a little ahead of myself. There we go. So, robertspaceindustries.com. Go there, and like I say, if you're an existing player, make sure you're logged in if you want to be able to get access to the ships for the next week. So once we're there, you want to click on this little widget here, unless it's already on the free fly. So I'll click on here, and then you just click on View More. And that brings us to the free fly page. So if you're an existing player, just scroll down here and see where it says Fly for Free. Click on that. And once you've done that, just make sure you're already closed out. Well, make sure you're closed out of Star Citizen, because the ships won't show up if you're in-game after you click this button. So once you click it, just start up Star Citizen, and you'll be able to see the 8 ships available on your ASOP terminal, which is awesome. So now if you're just somebody interested in trying the free fly, obviously you won't be logged in to the website like I am here. You just, again, click on free fly, and you'll be asked to create an account, which doesn't cost anything. Create an account, and you'll be given instructions on downloading the Star Citizen application and installing it. And then when you log in, you'll have access to the 8 ships we'll be talking about. This video is not going to cover how to play Star Citizen, but there's plenty of beginner's guides out there, so I think you'll do okay. And if you're anything like me, the first week I played, I did nothing but crash my ship and die. So I would expect the same, really. I mean, it's I don't say it's a complicated game, but there's a little bit to it, and there's no actual documentation with the game. So you're going to have to kind of go on YouTube and find videos about how to play. So anyway, let's take a real quick look at the ships that are available. We're going to have access to the 600i, which for new players, this thing is a whale. I mean, it's just a huge ship. It's one of the larger ones in the game. So don't try and fly this ship the first time. If you see this one, figure you're going to fly it later in the week, unless you want to, I don't know. It's too big for a new player, I think, to work with. But, it could be fun, especially for existing players. If you've never had a 600i, get a chance to take it out, take it for a spin. Could be fun. Now, of course, because you're only getting these ships for a week, you're not stuck with it in its stock configuration. But if you spend any credits on it, you're going to lose it in a week. So I'm going to talk about these as if you're not going to upgrade them, because I just don't see the reason to. I don't see a good reason to do that. So the 600i is here. Had the Arrow. Arrow is an awesome little ship. New players could certainly fumble around with it. I had a good time with it. I love this ship. This is one of my... it's just a fun ship to fly. Very, very nimble. The guns on it kind of suck, though, in its stock configuration. I usually matter of fact, when I'm in the PTU right now, I immediately ran out and bought a pair of attrition 2s and attrition 1s to replace the existing guns, because it's just, you know, I'm not a very good shot. I need to have unlimited ammo, and I think it's the top. Let's take a look. I think it's the top gun. Anvil Arrow. This guy's okay. He has 106. I'm sorry. Yeah, no, he has unlimited ammo, so that's fine. It's these two guys that are the problem. You only get 295 shots with this thing. So I went through this pretty quickly in the PTU and decided, I'm just going to blow the credits and upgrade it back to what are these size 2s? So attrition 2s, and then I put a pair of attrition 1s on there. So oops. So yeah, but it's a fun little ship. If you are a potential new player, if you're just interested in trying to start a citizen, definitely take this thing out. It's a lot of fun. Good time. And it's a single seater ship. Like I said, pretty simple to fly. Let's take a look. Next one. Constellation Andromeda. This thing is a little gunboat. It lists it as being a freight, medium freight, which I don't get, because there's no cargo on this thing at all. It's all missiles. All missiles and 4, is it rhinos, I think, on there? That's RSI. Andromeda. Yeah, they're rhinos. So you get 4 gimbaled rhinos. That's not bad. That's pretty good. You can definitely run some bounties with that. And for those of you who are not players yet, bounties are basically, that's space combat. Think of space combat when I say bounties. Basically, you're hunting down bad guys with your ship, and these are pretty good guns to do it with. So, yeah, the Constellation, and it has like I said, a ton of missiles. Let me take a look at the missiles. Look at all those missiles. I mean, that's ridiculous. I mean, they're all locked, so you're locked to the size, but still, that's a lot of missiles. I think it was like 28 or something. Crazy amount. And it does have 2 man turrets, so if you have friends, you know, you can throw them in the turrets. That'd be fun. But solo, it's fine. It's a fine ship for doing bounties. Alright, so that's the Constellation Andromeda. And then we have access to the Corsair, which is awesome. It's a multi cruise ship. It does have 2 turrets, I think, maybe 3. 3 turrets. There's not a turret up there. Drake, Corsair. Yeah, look at these guns you have as the front guy. Oh, right, there's one on the nose, and then there's 2 man turrets down here. So yeah, so you and four of your friends could run this thing. There's some missiles, 2, 4, 6, 8 missiles. Nah, that's okay. I don't know. I bought one of these when it first came out. It kind of flew like a bit of a brick. And I mean, it does have some punch. And like I said, it has all these guns, and they're all gimbaled, so you're going to hit pretty well. But I had other ships I thought did it better. But what it does have is it's the only one that has any really decent cargo capacity. So it's got 72 SCU. So we're going to talk about something in a minute here that you could actually do with this to make a lot of money if you're interested. So, but it's a fun ship. Like I said, you see the wings are folded up right now. They kind of fold out into a funky looking position. Kind of weird, but it's a neat ship. I liked it. All right, so this is your starter, your official starter ship. If you are a non-player, if you're looking to gain into Star Citizen, this is what you're going to fly. This is what you want to start with. Don't use any of these other ships. They're too much ship for you. Take this guy. It's a single seater. The downside is there's no space for a friend. So unless you want to there's a bed in there. They could lie on that, but really, this is a single passenger ship. But it is a good ship. It's a nice little ship that can get you anywhere in the verse. You're not going to run out of gas, basically, Quantanium, for a very long time. And you can run a couple of you can run box missions with it. You could go to we have what are called bunker missions, or first-person shooter. You could do that with these. Basically, get you to the location where you need to do the first-person shooting at. Yeah, it's a good little ship. I think it has 2 SCU of cargo too, but that's nothing. So, so yeah, it's a good. That's what you want if you're not already a player. That's what you want to start with right there. Now, if you are a player, wow, the Redeemer is such an awesome. I flew this around a little bit. This was an awesome ship. I had this in my. I mean, I still have it, but it's a multi-crew ship. It's great for you plus 1, 2, 3 people. So single, solo, it's okay, I think. I mean, you do have access to a whole bunch of missiles plus 2 guns in the front that you can shoot with. It's not very nimble. What I like doing, when I was flying it before, one of my friends was flying it, and I took one of the turrets. The upper and lower turrets here are ridiculous. They are size 5 guns, I think. Let's take a look. Yeah, size 5 ballistic Gatling. So they do have a only a certain number of bullets. Basically, the ammo count is high though. That's a lot. Like I couldn't go through those. I couldn't go through that in the bounties we were running when me and my friends were running this ship. But this gun is very reminiscent of what you see on like an A-10 Warthog. It makes a lot of noise. It's great, and it just lights up other ships. So this is a fun turret to man, I thought. And it's a very tough ship too. Very tough ship. Even stock. Let's see. We got come on down here. 2 size 3 shields. That's not bad. Even though it's only grade C, it's still 2 size 3 shields. That's crazy. And it has a fair amount of there's its total HP. I mean, that's not bad for the ship that size, I think. I mean, that's about what the 600 is, 600i. So I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, it's a fun ship. Like I said, if you can get a crew together, that's a fun ship. And next we got the Terrapin. This, unfortunately, is a ship looking for a game loop, and it hasn't found it yet. So take it out, fly it around for a few minutes, and then put it back because, like I said, it's just, I don't know. I haven't found a use for it. I have one. I don't know what to use it for, except for flying around, and that's about it. You can run box missions with it. You could go to bunker missions with it, I guess, but yeah, that's about it. Doesn't really serve any real purpose. Now, this guy, especially existing players, if you're an existing player, I made a video 2 videos ago, I think about 2 weeks ago almost, and almost nobody watched it. And I don't know why, because I was showing people how to make almost 1 million credits an hour, and it didn't get a whole lot of views. But it involved using, you either had to have a vulture or a reclaimer, or you had to know somebody who had a vulture or a reclaimer, because you had to, it was a cargo mission. I'm sorry, it was a salvage mission that actually involved cargo. So go figure. But basically, we'll talk about that in a minute. But this ship's a lot of fun. I like the salvage game loop. I enjoy it. Basically, for people who don't play Star Citizen, you basically take this little ship around and you take contracts that allow you to go find derelict ships, and you basically scrape their hulls with your little lasers here, and it takes the material off the hull and turns it into, or compacts it into these little crates that you can then take and sell for a lot of money, which is great. So that is the 8th ship, actually. Yeah, they're back to the 600i. But like I was saying, if you want to make some money, some serious money, I'll put a link to this video I made, like I said, it was like 10, 11 days ago. Basically, there are missions in the personal part of your contract manager. It is for existing players, obviously, because it is a little advanced. But if you look in the personal section of the contract manager under salvage, you won't see it unless you have completed several salvage missions with a vulture or a reclaimer, or if you participated in a mission, if you just shared it with somebody. If you complete, I forget exactly which missions they are, but if you do like a 10,000 credit contract salvage and you complete it, you have to actually salvage the ship to the point where it says mission is complete. You might have to do that 1 or 2 times, maybe 3 times tops. I mean, I had a buddy with mine, we did it in less than an hour, I think. He was getting the special mission, which cost, it's also in the personal salvage section, and they cost 30,000 credits. They only pop up in Hurston and over by Yella. And you really want to do it at Yella. I did it over at Hurston, and I kept running into security. Security kept wanting to scan me, even though they weren't supposed to. But with the personal salvage missions, what happens is you have 30 minutes to do whatever you're going to do at the salvage location before real security shows up, and then you got a problem. But with these salvage missions, there's actually 3 crates worth of drugs, and like 3 1 SCU crates worth of drugs, and one SCU crate of Quantanium. And it works out to be around, I think, a little over 100,000 credits per mission of this type that you run. So I was able to complete, I think, 9 missions in an hour. I made like 847,000 credits, by the time I was done in an hour. I've never made that much money before, even running cargo. I mean, it was insane. And a friend of mine did this after I got him to the point where he was able to get these missions. He earned over 1 million credits in an hour. It was crazy. So by himself, I think too. I did 847 by myself, and my friend did over 1 million by himself. So yeah, so people were complaining why the people that did actually watch that video. Not a lot of people saw it. It was only like, I think I only got like a little over 1,000 views on it. But they were complaining that I showed them a mission that could only be completed if you owned the Vulture. And at that point, the Vulture was not available for sale. And you also would have had to have bought it. It was like $175. Not everybody wants to do the cargo or the salvage game loop. So they were poo-pooing me on that. Well, guess what? Now you can get it for free. You only need it for like, probably an hour, maybe 2 if you're just learning how to salvage. And then you're set. Because once you get that mission, that personal salvage mission, that costs 30K, and they always cost the 30K. So if you see one that costs 30K in the personal salvage, take it, because you can get free drugs that are worth like 111,000 credits, which is awesome. So now, after you get to that point, let's say you're a newer player, and maybe you only have like a starter ship and like a Avenger Titan or something like that. You still need to do the 30K mission. You don't need a salvage ship anymore. Now you need a ship that can carry some cargo. Doesn't have to be a lot, but like I was doing it with my Cuddy Black. So what I would suggest, after you use the Vulture here, flip over to this guy, the Corsair. He has 72 SEU, which is fine. That's I was doing it with my Cuddy, or with my my Cuddy Black, and I didn't even come close to filling it. I made over 800,000 credits. So you could easily do 1 million credits, because the Cuddy only has the Cuddy Black only has, I think, like 46 SCU, and this guy has 74 SCU of storage. So take this guy out. Doesn't need any upgrades. The ships are abandoned. You just got to open it up and transfer the cargo. The only problem you're going to run into is if a SCU, or if a 30K hits, and because you lose the mission, and if you lose the cargo, then it costs you 30,000 credits. But as long as you can avoid those, you're okay. I think I had 1 or 2 instances where I ran into some NPC pirates, but that was fine. I just kind of took off and went on to the next mission, and yeah, it was great. So that's a great way to make money if you're an existing player and you want to make hundreds of thousands of credits, or really 1 million credits is what I'm calling it. I'm calling it 1 million credits an hour. Like I said, I have a video for it. I'll put a link in here if you haven't seen it. Not a whole lot of people saw it. I don't know why. I don't know why it wasn't as popular as it should have been. I've never made that much money before. So anyway, so those are the 8 ships that are going to be available for a free fly, which is great. Now, if you are just starting to play, or if you are interested in looking and playing, and you play for a little bit and you say, I think I do want to play, I think I do want to actually buy the game. You can go down here, and they have two, and they knocked off, what, 25% off these two ships. Either one's fine. You had to buy a starter ship, basically, to get into the game. You get the ship plus the game pack, which is the executable, basically, that you just installed. It kind of unlocks it permanently. So, I mean, either one's fine. I would lean more towards the Pisces, personally. I don't know. I guess it's really just a matter of taste. This one has a bed. The cutter has a bed in it, which allows you to exit the game while in space. Normally, if you quit the game, you're going to end up respawning at the last space station or planet that you're at. Whereas with the ships like the cutter that have a bed built in, you can actually lie down in the bed and then log out of the game, and when you respawn back in the game, you'll be right where you left off in your bed on your cutter, which is great. That could be very handy. I actually live on my ship. I know a lot of people who just live on the ship. You know, they rarely stay at the station. I usually do that too. You know, if I'm like, if I just finished a bounty and I got to do something in the real world, I'll just log out in my ship. I won't fly and land and deal with all that. However, and the other nice thing about the ship is, like I said before, I think it has a pretty good range. I flew this guy back and forth across all of the Stanton planetary system probably about 6 times before I finally needed to refuel, and that was with a Class A military drive. I think it's the VK00, and so it's very fast. And I think if I stuck with the drive it came with, I would never run out of Quantanium. I would just be going forever. So that's nice. The downside is it only has these 2 little pew-pew guns, and you really can't upgrade them. So you're not going to be doing bounties with this thing. I'm just telling you, don't even bother. It's not worth it. You know, you can run package missions with it. You can go to bunker missions, which are the first-person shooter missions. That's probably about it, really. I don't know if I would do anything more with it. The Pisces, on the other hand, this guy does have jump seats, so you can take. I'm pretty sure it has 2 jump seats, so you can take some friends with you if you want. It has the same amount of cargo space as the cutter, and however, it has room for 4 guns. They're small. They're only size 1, so they're the smallest guns you can get, but at least there's 4 of them. I can kind of work with that. But again, I really wouldn't want to take this on bounty. I don't know. Maybe the low-risk bounties, but nothing much more than that. And that doesn't have a bed, so you can't sleep in it. So when you're done with the game, it's beneficial for you to land somewhere. And it cannot go nearly as far as the cutter. It's pretty limited in range. You're going to have to refuel from time to time. I still think I would take this one over the cutter. I don't know. The bed is nice. The bed is very nice. I don't know. I guess I would stick with the cutter. I mean, I'm looking at this because of the guns and the fact that it has jump seats in it, which is, like I says, handy for bringing friends. I mean, you could have a friend lie in the bed, but then you're only bringing 2 friends with you. I mean, I'm not sure how bad it is if you don't have a seat. I've never tried that. I don't know how much damage you take, but I don't know. Anyway, but they're only $45. Most games that I play cost at least that much, so that's a good deal. And you get 1,000 credits, which is nice, of free money to start with. And if you use my referral code that you saw earlier, you'll get, I don't know how much it is now. Before it was only, I think, 500 credits more. So anyway, yeah, but that's a good deal. $45 for either of these ships. That's a good starting point, I think, for this game. And then there's so much to it, really. I have never played. I don't play many video games to begin with, but the ones I have played are not nearly as expansive as Stars is. And Although I'm downloading Starfield, so I guess I'll find out. I don't know. But anyway, so that's it. I just want to let everybody know about the free fly. I'll let everybody know that there are some pretty nice ships. Like I said, like, oh man, Redeemer. That's such a fun ship. Seriously, get some friends. It's a good ship. I wouldn't mind taking the 600i out. I haven't taken that out in forever. I don't think I even have one of those right now until, now. So I might take it out for a bit. It's a very luxury ride. So anyway, so that's it. So yeah, enjoy the free fly. Goes on until next Thursday. And thanks for watching. Have a great day. Scrapchat out.